Hi guys, in this video we are going to discuss how to perform the update operation in a Spring Boot application. To perform the update operation, we are going to use the put mapping. Okay, so in my case, I need to update the student name based on the roll number or student mobile number based on the roll number. Okay, so update student info by roll number. So I'm going to update the student information by roll number. Okay, so what is the output I am expecting? I'm not expecting anything outside, so that's why I'm going to keep as a return type as void. So what is my input? My inputs are two. One is the roll number. This is the roll number we are going to use to get the record, and after getting the record I'm going to get update the information by using this input. So in this input I'm going to get the sum of the information. That information going to use to update. Let's say an example. I have the mobile number as a 99999. Okay, triple nines or something random number. But I need to update that number. Okay, so first of all, what we'll do, we'll get the record based on the mobile roll number. After getting the data, we are going to get the data from the input, and we are going to set the input data to entity, and we are perform the update operation. Let's see how we are going to do this activity. So simply guys, I need to perform the update operation by roll number. Okay, so my API is ready. Now I need to provide the implementation. So we are going to provide the implementation here. Okay, so the implementation is means this is a business logic. Business logic we are going to write here. This logic is not exposed to outside. When this logic is going to expose it to outside, whenever you write the REST API for this one, then only this logic is going to be exposed to outside. Up to now, this is not exposed to outside. Okay, we are writing the business logic here. So first step. Okay, first step, first of all we need to get the record based on this mobile number. How we are going to get the record based on the mobile number? So in the previous video we said, right, so how to get the data by using the roll number. We done a query for, okay, we write a query for this one also, find by roll number. Roll number, we pass the roll number, and after that we got the response, we got the record. After getting the record, what we have to do, we have to set the roll number dot set. What we are going to update, we are going to update the name. So where we are going to get this name from the outside. So this is the input, right? So this is the data we are going to get from the outside. So we are going to set here dot get name. After name, we are going to set the number also. This number we are going to take from the input, this method input dot get number. So after, what we have to do, we have to do the update. So to perform the update operation, do you have any specific method like update or something else? No, we need to call the save method only. We need to call the save method only. In the save method, you need to pass this roll number. So it will perform the update operation. Maybe you can get a doubt. So in the first case, it is going to perform the save operation. That means it is going to insert the record in post time, but in this case it is going to update the record. What is the difference? The difference is, in this student, this is the our entity, right? In the student entry, this is the primary key. This is the primary key. So in the first time we don't have the primary key in our database. Okay, in the first time, initial time, we don't have any primary key of this student in the table. So that's why it is inserting the record. So if we have the primary key of the student entity, so that means you are getting the record, means the record is already existing in the table. That means the primary key is already existed. The primary key means roll number. Okay, the roll number is already existed. So we are getting the record and we are overriding the data. We are not setting the data, new data. We are overriding the existing data. So that's why it perform the update operation. If you see save implementation, so first of all, it will check in the save implementation what it will be do. So first it will check that is, I mean, entity is null or not. If it is null, it will throw an exception. Okay. First it will check is the new entity or not. How will check the new it is new entity or not? It will check the primary key is existed or not. Okay, it will check the primary key is existed or not. If the primary key is existed, it will perform the persist operation or it will perform the merge operation. Hmm? So this is a persist operation. So this is the internal logic of the save API. We don't need to worry about this one, guys. So if the primary key is exist in the entity, it will perform the update operation. If it is a new record, if the primary key is not exist in the record, it will perform the save operation. Okay. Now our business logic is completed. Now what we have to do, we need to expose this business logic to outside. To expose this business logic to outside, what we have to do, we need to write the rest. Okay. Now we are going to write the rest for this. Now we are going to write the rest for. Okay. So what is the method type? It is the put mapping. So put mapping, right? So what is the path we want to give it? So slash update slash, this is the we are going to pass path variable. Okay, if it is path variable, we need to mention this value in the path, right, in the curly braces. We are going to mention this one. After this is the input, right? How we are going to expect the input? In the input we are going to expect in the form of the request body. In the form of the request body. Now we need to call the update method which is existing on the student service. Now we are calling the update by roll number and NDT. So that's it. So now our put API is completed. The purpose of the push API is we need to update the data. Now put API is completed. Now we are going to test this one by using the postman tool. So this is the, we don't have any records, guys. Previously we deleted, right? In the previous video, if you are following my series, you can see in the previous video we perform the delete operation. So that's why all records are deleted. Now we don't have any records. That's why I'm inserting some records here. So let's see in the database, is data is available or not. We'll see. Data is available. So data is available. So this is my rest. What is the input path variable? What is the input second input? This is a request value. What it is expecting? It is expecting the roll number, name and number. So we are not going to pass this roll number. So if you are not passing this one, we are not consider this one. Just forget about this one. We are passing only these two values only. We are passing only two values only. Okay. Now we are going to form the URL. How we are going to form the URL? I will tell you. So first of all, we are going to give the base URL. Base URL is what is the protocol we are following? We are following the protocol HTTP. After we need to mention the IP. What is the mention? The application which is running on the which IP. So how can you check the IP of the system? You need to open the command prompt. After opening the command prompt, you need to type the IP config. After entering the IP config, you will find the IP4 address. This is going to be your IP address. Okay. Here you need to mention the IP address, and after the application running port. The application running on which port? Application running on Application running on which port? Application running on 8080 port. Application running on 8080 port. After which method you are trying to call it? You are trying to call the put. Okay, update operation. So what is the path of this one? We don't have any base path here. Okay, if you don't have any base path here, you don't need to mention anything here. So if your application contains the multiple REST controllers, that time you need to give the base path. Up to now, this is a one controller, right? You don't need to worry about the path. So if your application having the two controllers, that time definitely you need to give the path to each controller. If you didn't provide the path to each controller, that time Spring Boot application, I mean, again it will face the MGS problem. Okay, it will find the two controllers with the same path. That time again we'll face a ambiguity problem. So to avoid that ambiguity problem, what we have to do? We need to give the path to the each controller. When we need to give the path to the controller, whenever you want you can give it, but in which situation it is mandatory? If your application contains the two controllers, that time definitely you need to give the path. As of now in my application I have the only one controller, right? That's why I didn't mention any path here. Okay, we'll see that one all at the end of this video. Okay, what if the application contains the two controllers? So now we don't have path. Now what is the path here? I need to give the update. My update student info path is update. Okay, so this is a update, and after what do you have to give? Roll number. Roll number is, I'm going to give roll number is 1. So what is the method type? My method type is the put method type. Okay, put method type. So here you can see my test1 contains the test4. So now I'm going to update the name as Java. Okay, we'll see it will be updated or not. So it is 200 status. Operation performed successfully. If the operation performs successfully, we'll get the 200 status. You can see, so it is updated. What it's performing? So whenever you give the hit, it will reaches the respective controller, and after reaching the controller, it will match the method type of the path, respective path, and it will call the your business logic which is existing on the student service. And what you are doing in the student service? In the student service, you are getting the existing record by using the roll number. So after getting the existing record, you are overriding the old values to new values. So the find by roll number is the instance of the student. The entity contains the old values. We are overriding with the new values which are coming from the student in dativo. So that's the process to update the data in the database. Okay, so this is the way of the performing the update operation. Okay, so but what is the difference between the put mapping and post mapping? Can't we perform the post operation and put operation? Can't we perform the update operation by using the post mapping? Or can't we perform the save operation by using the put mapping? So guys, here there is no difference. Operational wise there is no difference. But in case of the user point of view, if you see post mapping, it will represent your application is going to perform the save operation. So if you see put mapping, that represent your API is going to perform the update operation. If it is put, update. If it is post, it is save operation. So this is the difference only. So for our understanding, for user understanding, we are going to follow this pattern. Okay, so now we are going to check what if the application contains the two controllers. Okay, now as of now I have the only one controller, that's why I don't have any problem. But if my application contains the two controllers, what is the problem we are going to face? We'll see. I'm going to create one more controller. This is a student controller 1. Okay, so I'm going to make this class as a controller class. To make this class as a controller class, I'm going to give at the rate rest controller. Okay, so as of now I don't have any methods. Let me stop the application and let me try to start this one. So now application got started. We'll see. We'll try to hit the. Now we didn't face any problem. Okay, why? Because we don't have any methods in the student rest controller. Okay, now I'm going to create one method at the rate get mapping. Hmm? For test purpose only, I'm creating that one, guys. At the rate get mapping. See, now it's created a problem to us. Why? Because you can read this exception. What is showing? Ambiguous mapping cannot map student one method. Hmm. So that is right. So it is facing some ambiguous problem. Student rates, it's already contains the get all student info. I mean, same get mapping. The get mapping is already available in the student rate, but you are trying to use the same thing. But if you give the path here, if you give the path here, test. Okay, if you give path here, you won't face any problem. I mean, the get mapping is available in the student rest on student rest one also. That's why we are facing that problem. Hmm? So now I have the student rest. I'm going to give the path. We are differentiating this one. Okay, now application started. So if we have the two controllers, we need to make differentiation by giving the path. So okay guys, in the next video we'll show you how the Spring Boot application need to contain the two controllers. Okay, and we are going to explain how to use the producers and consumes. Okay, thank you for this watching this video guys.